Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. For all those hay fever sufferers out there, I salute you. It's a tough time of year. I've had a torrid weekend, just having the sniffles and the streaming eyes and the scratchy throat and all that stuff. Anyway, let's take a look at what's going on today. We've got this Summon Pool event. We've also got the Demonic Deck of Fate. We're going to take a look at all these things and see if we think they are worth it. So we've got Protector's Summon Pool event here. Starting today, going right the way through to the end of the week. Obviously with these prisms. This time, Gratius Turndrake, the new demon spawn from the Chaos Awake event, is the headline. Let's see if we've got some free ways, or a free way we normally do to get a summon. Let's have a quick look. You can come onto the Player in Play event calendar here, and then you will see. So it looks like kicking off tomorrow, we've got a Gear Ascension tournament, so you can do Phantom's Grove or Sand Devil to get yourself a shard. Which I always say, like, if you've not got a load else going on the account, this is well worth doing. You're collecting stuff you want anyway, and you get yourself a freebie summon. And then we've also got the Deck of Fate here. No, it looks like there's no shard in there. Sometimes there's a second shard somewhere, but anyway. So it looks like we've got a Gear Ascension one tomorrow if you've got ways you want to spend your energy. Let's have a look at the rest of the champs. Yeah, let me in game. Let's have a look at the rest of the champs. So yeah, obviously the headliner is this the Turndrake. I think he was also on like a ×10 just recently. So he's got the Ignore Defense mechanic on his A1 and some healing. AoE decreased defense and block buffs on the A2 whilst ignoring some resistance. And then he's got a decent A3 as well, increased defense and block damage. And then some interesting mechanics as well, where you deal more damage or you take less damage. So I think he's good. I don't know if he's like, I think he's pretty damn good. He's got high multipliers, but yeah, not like a, oh my god, I must, mortgage my house and throw loads of money at this. In terms of the other legendaries here, quite similar really. We've got some decent ones, but they're not crazy. A Pardon after his buff is way better. The Knave of Hearts is not bad, but again, it was the worst of that group that came in with Alice, in my opinion. Who's this guy again? Arashi the Riptide. Ignore Stone Skin if he's under Veils and stuff. Yeah, I think he's like a single target nuker who's quite interesting, but I don't see him really used in a lot of teams. Correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, if you're using him a lot. Please say so down below. Veils was average. Probably the best one here, honestly, is Sneak Track for his ability to help you in places like Hydra. But again, I wouldn't be going out of my way for any of those legendaries. I think they're decent, but not crazy. In terms of the epics, you do have a Vodoff in the mix who's really strong. You do have early game carry in the monster. Still pretty damn decent. Husk. Taradi the Frog, very good. I did do a video on him like chewing up stage 24 of the event dungeon the other day. But yeah, I'd say this is one of the weaker set of champions for this type of event we've seen in quite a while. So I wouldn't be too fussed there. Anyway, let's have a look at this Deck of Fates. Demonic Deck of Fate. It's on for 4 days. It's always interesting when they put stuff like relic materials in. Now, unfortunately, if this was like, if I get 100 legendary relic materials, I'm guaranteed a legendary, then this is quite interesting, but you're really not guaranteed a legendary for that. And obviously, there's a bunch of rare materials, a bunch of epic, and a bunch of legendary. They're all this kind of like new type of material for the event setup. So they are interesting, actually. You get some more of your Titan points as well, which, if you're pushing through with this is a pretty nasty place to put these, because you could end up having to go very deep into the event to get them. Otherwise, most of this stuff's okay. See, the first 4 are going to be much weaker. You got things like books and shards in there. They're average at best, I would say. This is, I would say, the relics make this interesting. The rest and the Titan points, but the rest of this stuff isn't that interesting to go really deep. Let's just see here if you can lock these. So if you flip over one of the cards, or 3 cards in sequence, you get the reward. Not sure if you can lock them or not, actually. I think it normally says if you can lock them. And locking them is way better because it means you're guaranteed, or more guaranteed, one of these higher rarity rewards. So this is all about farming items from different dungeons and then pulling soul stones. This is an awkward one for me. So, you know, I didn't pull soul stones since the last big event, and I've got a decent amount. I haven't bought any. I've had them come in. So I could rip all of these. There's no enhanced chance to get high tiers. We know soul stones are always a bit of a, you know, it's just feels like total luck. Shard pulling's luck. This one's like luck times luck. Luck squared, which is pretty brutal. With no enhancements, it's hard to say you want to go after this, honestly. So if I look at mine, I've got 50, 2 and 2. And I could probably make some as well. So I've been farming the twins now and then. So let's call it 72 and 2. What would I actually get if I ripped all of those? 72 and 2. So 9k, call it 10, 11k. Plus another 6k. So call it 17k. So I'm about halfway through the deck of fate with ripping all of my soul stones. And honestly, the farming gear element, that's going to cost a lot of energy and effort to get the gear side of it done. Like if you're farming even mythical pieces, it's only 30 points a go. So you'd need, let's say on average, you get 20 points a run. So 5 gives you 100. So 50 runs would give you 1,000 points. So I'd need to do that times like 22. It's a ton of energy to get yourself a maxed out event. So this is a tough one for me to say you should go all in on it. I mean, if we're looking at the relics as the main sort of rewards, you know, for the, which one is the event one? Is it this one? Yeah. For the events here, for Chaos Awakens, so you've got a very low chance that you would be able to get a mythical. So if we were talking about you know, the legendary ones, even then it's not that high a chance you would get legendary. I mean, this is interesting. This one's definitely interesting. More burn damage from your HP burn, but 10% more damage going up to 20, 30, 40, 50. But realistically, let's be fair, most people are not getting much above level 4 here. So, you know, 25% more damage from a burn, you're basically getting, yeah, it sounds like it's a lot, and it is a reasonable amount, but it's also quite, like the way burns scale, I don't know if that's that much. I don't know if it's really that much. It's done a speed runs up where you're using your burners and stuff like that, for sure. If you've got someone who's doing, you know, like a burn strat in arena, like a Commodus, that would be really sweet, I think, for him, because you've got loads of accuracy there as well. I think it's an interesting one, definitely. If I could pick this up, I'm not going to say no. I think this is definitely an interesting relic. Yeah, it's difficult. Like, I really actually would love this one. I would love this one. Obviously, anyone would love some of these crazy mythical ones, but they're super low chance. This is a nice one to get yourself another guaranteed additional speed chat item. We're loving that. This is very niche, but I guess if someone is, I guess it's straight up anti-Armands to whack his HP down to 0, but then you still got to get a hit. When where it deals 2% more damage per skill activated around fears and stuff. Again, it's pretty niche, but it's not bad. Pretty trash. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like unless you're going to pick up legendary ones, these ones are not that great to me. That's my view. But anyway, I guess do what you want to do. If you've got a load of soul stones to pull, feel free, obviously. Like, do what you think is right. You know, are we going to get the 0.01? No, we are not. Anyway, there you go, guys. I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon.